Hey, good morning. Happy Wednesday. Me and Mrs. Stowers are on the road today, so if I have technical glitches, I apologize. I'm coming to you from my phone. And what I want to talk about today is about an article I read in Kiplinger, the article from just the other day. The title of the article was, Are You Rich? And in the article, it stated a bunch of statistics and data. First was, they did a survey about Americans' opinions about wealth and what it takes to be wealthy. And most recently, the average wealth that Americans think it takes to be wealthy is $2.2 million. But then there was a paradox because when they thought that it takes $2.2 million to be wealthy, 46% of the people consider themselves to be currently wealthy, even though their average net worth was only $560,000. So what we think it takes to be wealthy and then what we believe how we feel wealthy are totally different. So it's a really interesting article. And in the article, it quoted quite a few other sources, including one that listed what is the wealth by age, what's the wealth by top 1%. So I'll share some of those numbers with you. First, the average wealth for people under 35 is $76,000. Average wealth for people over 35 to 44 is 436,000. Average wealth for people in the age group of 45 to 54 is 83,000. Average wealth for people 55 to 64 is 1.1 million, and the average wealth for people over 75 is 977,000. Now, average wealth is all assets minus all liabilities. That's what you get to be average wealth. So that includes real estate, investments, all that kind of stuff. Now, uh, um, uh, findings by the Kick-Ass Entrepreneur listed kind of a summary of net worth, and the top 1% of net worth people in the United States are worth worth $11 million. So if you want to be top 1%, you have $11 million in net worth. Top 5% is 2.5 million. Top 10% is 1.2 million, and top 50% is 522,000. With the average net worth in the United States being 536,000. So those are really interesting statistics on wealth. I'll share a little bit more on wealth before I pivot to something else. Here are some of the perceptions from Schwab Modern Health, Modern Wealth Survey. Really interesting. 70% of people define wealth as being able to enjoy experiences. A little 69.5% associate wealth with not having to stress over money. 69% believe being wealthy is having a balanced work-life balance. 67% thinking wealthy as being able to afford whatever they want. 63% define wealth as loving their work. 62% define wealth as being able to prioritize relationships over money. I don't know if I mean, that's the survey from Schwab. I don't agree with that. If I was going to say what makes me wealthy, it probably wouldn't be money. It probably wouldn't be any of the things that I just listed from the Wealth Institute. It would be other things like health, like number one, health, right? No kidding. And this gets me to the second part of this conversation is wealth shouldn't be limited to discussing money. Money is only one pillar, and that brings up the concept of pillars. We all have pillars in our life or different buckets or categories, whether it's, it could be, our mind, our body, our spirituality, our finances, the impact we have on society, our career, or personal mastery. You can define your own buckets, but we all have, life equities or these different pillars of life. And you have to look at all those pillars. Like you can have a ton of money in the bank, but be terminally ill. I wouldn't call that wealthy. Or you can have total abundance in health, but have poor family relationships and maybe destitute with no money. That's not healthy. That's not wealthy either. And so it's, how do you define wealth? Is it good health? Is it good family? Is it, and you define that. But it's important to look at all of those different areas of your life to define it. Now, in a very surface level, I always define wealth as being able to take a nap on Sunday afternoon and not feel guilty about it. But that's a very shallow way to look at wealth. But think about it, and as you think about it, I'll tell you that I posted an article on LinkedIn this morning, kind of, you know, um, going off of this "Are you rich" concept. And in that article, I talked about "Are you rich?" and I listed all the financial data I just gave you guys. and I listed the concept of financial wealth, but then I transitioned into, well, wealth really comprises these 8 pillars. How's your wealth score in those 8 pillars? And by the way, your wealth shifts all the time. It shifts. You might be really wealthy in health today and bankrupt in health tomorrow. The idea is you need to prioritize your wealth, right? Prioritize which pillars are important to you, and then live by that plan. And that brings up another really interesting point. I think it was in the Schwab article. They said only 35% of Americans have a financial plan or a health plan. 35%. Now that was higher than I thought. 35%, but 35% of us go through life without planning what's next, or what do we want to achieve, or what do we want to do, or what do we want to do with our finances. And in that article, what that creates is it creates a tension or an anxiety in us not having a plan. The people that have a plan have more confidence and have more peace. The people that don't have a plan have anxiety. So one of the things that I would encourage everybody is create a wealth plan, and create it looking at your different pillars, and prioritize your pillars. Rank the 8 of them. You're not going to be perfect in every pillar all the time. And as you try to grow your wealth, don't try to grow your wealth in all eight categories. And I remember I was at a conference about 20 years ago, and the coaching, which was really wise then, is look, don't fix everything. Just know you're going to have to be out of balance in some things to find balance in everything. It's the same thing with wealth. You can't fix everything at one time. Fix one thing, then maintain it. Fix the next thing, maintain it. Fix the next thing, maintain it. But create a plan. That's the whole key. Create a plan for your wealth. Understand what it is, and then from that comes gratitude. Once you have a wealth plan, be grateful for it. By the way, I'm in a public area at a hotel, and I'm in all parts of people stare at me as I snuck into this odd restaurant. Anyway, off topic, but be grateful for what you have. Don't be envious, or don't be frustrated that you don't have wealth in a certain pillar. Be grateful for the wealth that you have. So that's my message today from the road. Are you rich? Check it out. Go to my LinkedIn. Check out my article. It just has a little better stated the way the data is. Just check it out if you're interested. I appreciate you watching my go live. It's fun watching people on the screen. But thanks so much, everybody. And I will be back from the road tomorrow with a new topic. Have a great day. Thanks.